Do you worry about getting things done and feeling like your summer is just a wash because there's so many things you do, so many different, your change of routine? My name is Dara Thomason, and this is the Quilters Coach Podcast, episode 206, Summer Bucket List. Okay, so for all of you who love the summer but hate it, this is for you. Or who love the idea of all the summer fun, the different activities, the nice weather, the prolonged days, if that's in your hemisphere. Or are you, but then you also worry about getting things done and feeling productive, or maybe you worry about your body. Maybe you worry that your body's not good enough, or maybe you want to be able to do lots of things, but you don't have the energy. Your body's not how you want it to be. And so if any of these worries are yours, and there's ones that I haven't mentioned, don't worry, I got you. This is a podcast where, as a life coach, I help you understand why you're not having the life that you really want. There's a difference between a therapist and a life coach. A therapist is you have a diagnosis, you qualify for some sort of treatment. A life coach is someone who helps you to go from wanting to do something and having the normal cycle of change where you have self-doubt, you start off with lots of vigor, but then life happens and you start doubting yourself and you start messing up, and then you question if you can really do it, and you stay in that valley of despair. Life coach is there to help you go from the valley of despair to actually success. I show you where you sabotage yourself. I show you different strategies, coping strategies, different ways of making a big difference in your life and truly making that transformation a reality. If that is you who wants to have a happier, more productive and fulfilling life, you need to follow me. And also at the end, I will talk about my membership and the beauty of what happens there. But before I go into the episode where I'm going to teach you about the summer bucket list and the wonder of creation, instead of the stressing of not being enough, your body not being enough and all of that, is I want to share what happens inside the membership. Quite often we'll talk about weight loss because that's just what people have seen, that I've lost weight, and the tools that I use, there's all sorts of side effects. So some of the side effects in my membership are losing weight. Some are lots of different things, like finishing more projects, feeling more connected. This is a win from one of the members, and she went to Quilt Canada. She won third in her category, and she has so much more self-confidence than she's ever had. She was on a plane with her friend who she hadn't seen in a long time. They didn't have seats side by side. She waited for the man who was going to be sitting beside her friend, and then asked him if it would be possible for them to switch seats, since she wanted to be able to talk to her friend on the plane. She would have never done that before. And then at Quilt Canada, she was asking people, hey, are you going to this one hotel? I'm heading there. Can we go together? Can I share the cost of the ride there or whatever? She would never have done that before. Even though we talk about weight loss, what really is happening is these women, they're changing their life. They are creating new habits and new skills, and they're experiencing so many new things because they're using these coping strategies and having so much more awareness. If that's something you're interested in, you can totally come and talk to me about that, whether it's working with me one-on-one or in my group. One of the things that I see a lot in the marketing world is get on your summer bod, all of that. Next week, let's talk about the shame of the myth of the summer body. But today I'm wanting to focus on the summer bucket list. I've done this for the last couple of years inside the membership, and it is a beautiful thing. And basically what I do in the summer bucket list is I provide the members a guideline of what do you want? What do you want to do? We broke it down to things like places you want to go to visit, activities you want to do, skills to learn, books to read, people to spend time with, things to create, new experiences to try, and random acts for kindness. We have all these different categories, and I encourage my members to go on a date with themselves and make some of these goals. I give them a calendar. In that calendar, we have daily challenges like, what are 5 things you like about yourself? Or what is a book you really enjoyed reading? And share it with the group. What are some of the freedoms that you enjoy? What activity have you been able to cross off your list? What have you created so far? We have this, and I call it the Summer Bestie Challenge, because really, it's how do you really enjoy yourself? How do you like being you? The next thing that I share with them is this idea of becoming your own best friend. Now, I've been coaching long enough, and I see there's a lot of unhealthy patterns and unhealthy beliefs and thoughts that we don't even think about. If you were a little girl and you would say, Mom, I want to do this thing. And then your mom would say, stop being so selfish. It's not always about what you want. Okay. If your mom said that to you, then you internalized somewhere along that line that it's selfish to think about yourself. Who can relate to this? Now, what's happened is that anytime you want to do anything for yourself, you think, oh, that's really selfish. I don't want to be a selfish person. The problem with that is that you have what's called a thought error. Because essentially, when you spend time on yourself, doing things that you enjoy, when you think that it's selfish to spend time on yourself, then when you do things like when you're quilting or you're creating or you're going for a walk, there's always this kind of underlining feeling of, I'm not doing it right. I'm doing something wrong. This is wrong for me to spend this time on myself. And then when you feel that way, what starts happening? There's a lot of guilt. There's a lot of shame. There's a lot of negative self-talk, of judgment. And so then when there's all this negative self-talk and self-judgment, guess what you want to do? You want to quiet the noise in your head. And what are the ways that we quiet the noise in our head? That's right. We quiet the noise in our head by eating, by distracting ourselves with shopping, distracting ourselves with people pleasing, like doing things for other people. Maybe we distract ourselves by organizing. I have a client that is so ultra organized. She knows where every single thing in her house is. She reorganizes her studio over and over. Now she doesn't after working with me. We have these unhealthy coping strategies that don't help us. And so when we learn when we are finally able to see what's going on, we can see that we have these unhealthy patterns. One of the things that I did inside my membership is I created new videos. So I promise women that weight loss is not about the food. I teach them that, so whether it's like it's over consuming in some way. Some of us overconsume with food. Some overconsume with shopping. Some overconsume with watching TV, over scrolling. We all have our coping strategies. And so one of the things that I challenge my membership to do is to really look at their relationship with themselves. Because when you are more of a friend to yourself, what do you tend to do with the things that you care about? That's right, you take care of them. There's a difference between if you bought your own shoes with your own money that you had to work hard at versus that they were just given to you for the most part. I want to challenge all of you. If you join my membership, it's all there. It's all ready. Like, what would stop you from just becoming your own bestie? The next thing I wanted just to challenge you all with is when you listen to this podcast and if you're watching it or listening to it, I want you to think about the quality of your life. I remember doing the summer bucket list challenge with my kids. When we lived in Red Deer, in our church, the women group, they did this summer bucket list. At the beginning of the summer, they challenged us all. We had, I can't remember, 30 things or something on this list. Sat the kids down and I was like, hey, you guys, it's summer holidays. What do we want to do? I had presented them with the summer bucket list. And I said, are you guys in? Do you want to do this with me? And they're like, yeah, Mom, that sounds really fun. We added like a few of our own things. There were things like fly a kite, build a sandcastle, watch a movie outside. There was lots of different ideas. And actually, I won a prize. It was really fun. We did every single thing on that bucket list. What it did was it unified us as a family. It helped us to work towards something together and to feel connection. Today on my coaching call, one of the clients, she's brand new, she said, I'm really good usually at eating my meals. I'm really good at that, but snacking is my downfall. And I said to her, it's because you're not connecting with yourself. Snacking is always a social event. She was just blown away by that. The more that we can connect with ourselves, the more that we can connect with others, like that meaningful connection with my kids, the more that you can build your relationship with yourself, the higher the quality of your life will be. What you care for, you will take care of. And one of the problems I see a lot of women experience is they don't know how to take care of themselves. Really, they only know how to take care of other people in a way that is exhausting, like really hard, because they're just so tired all the time because they don't know how to prioritize their own self-care. So this is what I was going to offer you. Normally, when I do I have lots of free trainings, which, by the way, you can see them. We do a masterclass once a month. We do a webinar once or twice a month, because it's always good to give people an idea of what it looks like to work with me. But I'm going to offer you a special offer of if you decide to join my membership, which I would love you to. I would absolutely love that for you. For your quality of life, your connections, your mental and physical health. If you join and you mention podcast, I will offer you this special offer of when you join, you'll get information intake form. This intake form will go through your history. So your family history, your own personal history with your health, with your weight, with all of that. And then what happens is, with my expert experience and opinions and my expertise of coaching hundreds of thousands of women, I'll do is I will actually make you a custom response. It's incredible. It's over video, and so you can keep it and you can refer back to it. I see these patterns. I see these issues. I want you to look when you're in this section, be very mindful of this tool. Or I want you only to focus on these two things for the next 3 months. That's all you're going to focus on. Because again, my membership is a lifetime membership. And we have like group coaching calls. We have so much support. You can ask any question through Ask a Coach. There's all the replays that have been going on. But this is the piece of advice that I would give you. Is if you are feeling that nudge to join the membership or to work with me one-on-one, this is what you do. You go to my website, contact Dara. So it's darathomason.com/contact. And the link is here, and you can book a 20-minute call with me. And I don't know how much longer I'll be able to offer that, but basically I'll be able to tell you the one thing that you're doing that's the biggest self-sabotage you're doing right now. I can 100% tell you that by just talking to you for probably 7 minutes. Quite often when I work with people, they will say, how do you know that? How do you know that about me? Do you have a private investigator that's like following me around? I'm like, no. I'm just so good at seeing what's in your mind. The way that you say something, the way that you talk about something, I can see it. And it is crazy. But coaching is an incredibly powerful tool. My kids have basketball coaches. It's amazing to see what these coaches do with my kids. I myself have a business coach. It's incredible to see what I can't see. And I know that's so hard because when you're a kid, you were told not to brag. But I do have to say that when I'm coaching women, it really is my superpower. And I want to offer that to you. So take advantage. Because there's no point in you struggling. If you always do what you've always done, you always get what you always got. And the problem is you don't see it. I recently had an experience with one of my coaches, and she said, Dara, you did this and this. And I was like, what? No, I didn't. Yeah, you did. It absolutely blew my mind. I was like, no. She's like, we can't see when we're in the inside of the bottle. You can't see it. That's the power of coaching. I wish someone would have told me about coaching so many years ago. I would have saved myself so much grief. So if you're ready for that, take advantage. All right, take care, everyone. Have an amazing week. And next week, you're going to join me for my episode on taking the myth of the summer body. Let's talk about shame. It's going to be awesome.
If you aren't loving your current life and hear yourself saying things like, I should be happier, I should be getting more done, or question how productive and fulfilled you are, this podcast is for you. I'm Dara Thomason, professional quilter turned life coach for quilters, where I show you how to overcome obstacles like perfectionism, people-pleasing, overeating, overcomplicating life, so that you can really start to enjoy your life by learning and using tools for your brain to help you transform your everyday living. Are you ready to make these changes? I'm ready to help. Let's start your transformation one UFO at a time.